Dr. Knut Gottfried from Fraunhofer and ErzM. It's good to speak with you again. If you could just maybe give everybody your background, particularly in CMP, as well as the companies that you work for and what you do in more detail.
Yeah, sure, Dan. So, my background. I have two affiliations at the moment. So, maybe most of the guys they know me for CMP. They know me through Fraunhofer. I have been working with Fraunhofer for almost 25 years now, and I have been doing CMP in Fraunhofer for almost 20 years, I would say so. And beside that, I'm also running a small private company together with my partner in Elderbrecht. I'm doing that. I have been doing that for almost 9 years now. So, and again in Fraunhofer, I'm heading a larger research group what is dedicated to any kind of surface treatment. This is mainly CMP, grinding, wet processing. And in that private company, we are trying to be a bit more close to the industry, a bit more specific. So helping customers with process services, wafer services, but doing also CMP process development or adoption of existing processes to the needs of the customers, to their products. So
you've been doing CMP for a very long time. You have a lot of influence in the CMP community because of all the phenomenal work that you do with Fraunhofer and ErzM, but I would add that you sort of established yourself as what I would consider to be certainly a well-known expert for CMP, a wide range of CMP technologies and applications, certainly all over Europe, and at this point I would say worldwide. You are a well-recognized expert in CMP, and deservedly so, I would say. Can you kind of recall for us how you first connected, how you first became aware of our company, Axus Technology, and what led to our working together over all these years?
Yeah, this goes back, I guess, to 2007, 2008. So it was around 2000 as we started CMP activities here, as copper damascene came up and so on. And within the next years, it became more and more CMP work, not only coming from the copper damascene, from the packaging side, from the MEMS side, and so on. And so there was, very early a need to have another CMP tool, but a CMP tool that is a bit more, let me say, flexible, so than a standard production tool. So for us in R&D, the volume is never an issue, but the flexibility that you have to run different materials, different wafer sizes, and so on, was important to us. So, and we did some research and we came to the conclusion that maybe an IPAC 472 could be a good tool. And so we were looking around. So who could be a supplier of such a tool? We came to Axus Technology, a company I had never heard before at that time. So, and finally it ended up in the very common business stuff, negotiations, and so on. And so then we made a deal with you. And I guess it was in 2008 as I came over for the very first time to your company for the factory acceptance of the tool we had ordered from you. And it was a great experience. It was a great time to see how Axus is doing, how Axus is doing the job in the machine floor, and so how the tool looks like. On the one hand side, for sure, this is what you would like to see, like to know, but it was also a great experience to work with the whole Axus team at that time. So it did show us the tool, demonstrate the tool, we could run wafers together. So it was a very intensive week of very deep learning. So, and that was also impressive to me. So at Axus, the engineers, your team was very willing to support us, not only selling the tool, but give us also some insight in the operation of the tool and the processes and so on. So that was a kind of a kind of collaboration, you can say so. So right from the beginning, it was for me it was a very good feeling. So being a real partner, not just a customer.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, a lot of the things that are, particular challenges or priorities for what you do are, you run several different wafer sizes, all wafer sizes, I would say, below 300 millimeter, a wide range of materials, certainly silicon, but also compound semiconductors and other materials. Also, you work on, all sorts of different types of technologies, right? Certainly standard silicon, CMOS type of applications, but also packaging, 3D integration, MEMS, just a wide range of materials. Is that correct? I mean, so you needed, what you really were looking for, again, if I'm not mistaken, is you need a tool that's flexible enough that you can easily switch between materials and technologies and wafer sizes and all this kind of stuff, which, as you kind of said, if you're having a tool that's designed more for high volume manufacturing, you don't have that type of flexibility. And also, I think cost of ownership, being a very specialized research institute environment, cost of ownership is a very important consideration as well. Is that true?
Absolutely. So I couldn't explain it better than you did. So it was exactly what we were looking for, a tool that can handle 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch wafers. So with a very low time to change from one wafer size to another one, a tool that is easy to handle, a tool that can work, as you said, with different materials. Even, these different materials sometimes are also related to a different wafer thickness and so on. That tool allows us to fix a couple of things by our own. And this is another important point here. It was also, I would say, for us, very impressive to have all the time the support from Axus side. So we could call you, we could call your engineers if there was a problem, and there was always a help within a very reasonable time, so a very short time. So that was good for us. And even if we did need spares or something like that, it was very easy to get something over. So that was for us really the tool that was an enabling tool for a lot of developments in our house.
And that's sort of a good segue to my next question, which is, would you say that in the context of, ongoing technical support, responsiveness, that type of thing, that overall your experience has been, reasonably positive?
Very positive. I would even say outstanding. So I would even say outstanding. As I said, it was not for us. It was from that time we got in touch, even you and me, and so with your engineers. So it was more a kind of a partnership than just a, let me say, customer relation. So that was a different level from our side, seen in a different level. So, and even all the things that happened later on. So you took us on your way. So when you started to do all these retrofits, as you started to bring in the membrane heads instead of the previous heads to the tool. So, and it was a huge step, I would say. And I guess we were probably not the first one, but one of the first customers who made the upgrade to that membrane carrier, so retrofit. And this was again a very big step for us, because now we had a tool that was from the performance, from the quality of the process, and the process result, very comparable to that what we had as a production tool. And it even makes any process development much more easier, because you can transfer the process very easily to the production tool. And this is for sure an added value for our customers. It was an added value for our customers that we could develop something on that tool what is almost ready for production. You can transfer that process easily to a production tool that has a very comparable type of carrier.
Yeah, so great minds think alike, I think, because that was one of the next things I was going to bring up. Hopefully you would confirm that your experience is that you can take these advanced technologies on this low cost of ownership flexible tool and get leading edge results, and in doing so, you can really extend the life cycle, the capability of that platform, but also you can directly take that, because it is leading edge technology, you can take that work And when necessary or when it's called for, you can directly transfer that experience onto a leading edge platform with very little additional effort. Would you say? Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, everything what you said is right. So you need, at least even for that kind of, let me say, simple tool, you need at least all the features that comes from leading edge platforms. There are a lot of tabletop polishers around in institutes, but they never ever have the same performance. And what you need, as you said, then you need the endpoint, so you need the soon control. So, and this was really an enabler. The tool was an enabler for us to step in this hybrid bonding technology, doing CMP for hybrid bonding. And I would say finally, because of that, a lot of customers came to us.
Yeah, that's actually a great point, because what we're talking about here is hybrid bonding, where you have two different wafers with different devices on them, and you have to basically bond those two wafers together so you can have the die or the chips that are on each wafer, connected conductively, so that actually they operate as one homogeneous device, even though they're two totally different devices. And that's a great example of new state-of-the-art technology that is almost completely enabled by the capabilities of CMP. But to make that technology work requires a very well engineered, controlled surface in terms of topography, roughness, cleanliness, and that all, of course, depends almost entirely on CMP. But it's a very challenging process with very tight tolerances. And what's exciting about this area is, this is for new augmented reality, virtual reality, wearable types of technology, which all the big tech companies around the world, the Facebooks and the Googles and the Microsofts and all think is the next big, device technology that is going to transform our lives, much the same way, say cell phones have. And it's an exciting field. So I recall a conversation you had with a customer where they said, okay, now our dilemma is we have this technology which we've now proven, and now we need to migrate that from research environment to a production environment, but there's no tools out there that in the world that would support that implementation on that small wafer size. And I think you actually, let the customer know that, hey, there is a solution out there, and it's a state-of-the-art, high-volume manufacturing tool that supports 100mm wafer processing and handling. And that tool is our new flagship product, which is the capstone tool. And that actually led to this customer, placing an order for multiple capstones, based on that transferability and that capability with our new platform. So that's another good example, real world example, I guess, of what we're talking about here, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It was as you said. So I mean, maybe I had I was in the lucky situation that I probably knew a little bit earlier about capstone than someone else because of our good relation we had over the years. So, and yeah, it was, but it also tells something about you and Axus and your strategy and your philosophy. So you came up with the right tool at the right time, I would say. So it was, according to what I know from the market, it was the first brand new tool, the capstone, that was made for wafer size below 300mm, and so with a very high flexibility. And again, as you said before, with all these features on what we know from state-of-the-art tools, or really from the last version of tools, all these endpoint features and so on, you can flip the wafer and so on. And this is exactly what is needed for that technology nowadays. So, and when we even look around hybrid bonding, other technologies, so when we look into silicon carbide and these things, it is essential that you can flip a wafer, that you can polish wafer from both sides. So, and you need a tool that can handle that, and you need a tool that also can accommodate the volume then. So, and that's why it's I would say it's a was a good decision you did at that time to come up with that tool, and it's a great tool.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much
Great.
for taking the time to talk to us about your experience working with Axus Technology and our products and our people. And I look forward to much more of the same in the future.
Yeah, I hope we can continue that on the same level, or even we can go beyond. Let's see, what are the next steps here? It's still an exciting technology, we know that, yeah? CMP is made only for the best of us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Knut.
Thank you to you, Dan. Thank you.